Hello. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I'm so grateful that you're here. This video is a little bit different kind of video than normal. It is a crystal collection video, so I'll just be sharing some of the most special and fanciest crystals that I have in my collection. So let's get started. Gonna start out with my intention candle as always. My intention is for you to find alignment with your path, with your highest self, with your soul and your destiny. For me to help you along that path in any way that I can. And also for you to have a healing and restful night's sleep. And a wonderful, relaxing evening looking at some really cool crystals. So, I had asked what kind of video you guys might like to see, and this was a suggestion, so thank you so much for that suggestion. I've kind of categorized these crystals as some of my world-class crystals, some that are my favorite, ones that are really, really rare, or just ones I think are really cool. So, yeah, I'm just gonna get into it. I will start out with this crystal. This is quartz with hamburgite. And hamburgite is a beryllium borate mineral. And it's very rare. It's been sort of popping up a little bit in Pakistan and Afghanistan in the last few years. So the hamburgite is this material, and it's in a beautiful quartz point. And I'm just really drawn to this one. I love it so much. It's got such a unique high vibration. I had to go find a smaller one. This one's really cool too. It's double terminated and has a nice piece through it. And yeah, I'm not really sure why I'm so drawn to this material. Beryls, as you will see, are probably, they're in my top 5. They're favorite crystals, and lots of these are aquamarine. It's just really special. It vibrates with my soul somehow. Beryllium, and it's a very, very high vibe. Very just kind of wise mineral to work with. I will say that it is not the most accessible. It's one that you kind of have to meet the beryls where they are. They are way out there doing all kinds of crazy stuff. And yeah, you just kind of have to get to know them. And it's extremely rewarding when you do. But it can be a learning curve. The barrels have all kinds of incredible properties. They've found quantum tunneling water inside the barrels, and they are one of the main crystals for propagating helix spirals throughout them. So I'm going to be using this sheet here so that you can see them well. This is one of my first and most favorite aquamarine crystals. And as you can see, it has a spiral up through the center. This could be considered museum grade likely. But just look at that spiral. It's so incredible. I really love this. It's one of my most favorite crystals that I own. Huge chunky piece with a beautiful spiral. I will likely be doing an entire video just on the helix spirals, so more to come on that, but nobody quite knows why they happen, and I find that they only happen in the most magical of crystals. So I think that it's a really, really special phenomenon. I think it has to do with consciousness, and yeah, I will get into that in another video, but I should go ahead and show you my most fantastic crystal that I own, and it is this one, this tiny crystal. I can get it to focus for you. There we go. You can see how it's got a spiral helix through it as well. It's a bit of a different kind. It's a little more structured and perfect. This crystal is museum grade, and it's just so special. This is, at this point, also the most expensive crystal that I own. I will not share the price, but yeah, you can imagine it was a lot. So this is my most favorite special aquamarine crystal with helix, and I have a few more. Well, I have a lot more of those, but these are the ones that are really special. So this one, most of the ones that we find with helix come from Pakistan or Afghanistan, but this one is Vietnamese, and it's rare to find Vietnamese aquamarine, just kind of in general. The helix in this one is very tight and small. You may not even be able to see it. It's right through the middle there. See if I can get it to focus for you. This is a gem glass piece, perfectly terminated. And yeah, that's the other fun thing about the helix spirals in the center, is that they're different. They all kind of propagate differently and have a bit of a unique manifestation, which is another thing that makes them slightly difficult to pin down. So this one's really unique. And lastly, this is the most recent one I got. It's a smaller piece. This one really benefits from being lit underneath, but I can't quite hold it that way, so you can use your imagination, but got a gorgeous, really special, really fancy spiral inside it. It catches the light so beautifully. I think to do this one justice, I may insert another video over the top here so that you can really see it in the way that it needs to be displayed, because it's really, really cool and really special. So again, there we go. Sticking with the theme of spirals, I've already done a video about kunzite where I showed these before, but this is a piece of spodumene that has a spiral helix through the center as well. This is probably the nicest one I own. This is complete gem quality. It's terminated. And just look at the spiral. It's really something. Lots of kunzites have the spiral as well. And this is probably the easiest one to see aside from this gigantic piece that I own. This is also my most expensive crystal, as you can imagine, but it's kind of hard to see. Maybe you can see it's just got a huge spiral up through the center. It looks like a complete, like, alien technology or something. This is one of my most special and crazy crystals. You can kind of see through here. It's kind of easy to see it sideways a little bit. Now my lighting's weird, okay. Yeah, this one is humongous. Biggest spiral helix I've ever seen in my life. And I spend a lot of time looking for these because I collect them. So, very, very special piece. And so we see the helix in beryl crystals, in kunzite crystals, and rarely in topaz crystals. So I've seen 4 in my life, 4 topaz crystals that have the spiral, and I have 2 of them. This piece is one of my most favorite crystals that I own. It's absolutely stunning gem topaz. The way that the clarity and the light refraction on the inside is just stunning. But there, right there up through the center, you can see the spiral helix. They're much smaller in topaz crystals, much tighter. But again, you can see there. Some people refer to them as pressure dislocations, but that is a reference to an imperfection within the crystal lattice itself. So that is at an atomic level, and for us to be able to see it, it has to be magnified like something to the order of 250,000 times. So it would be really, that's to be the size of a human hair. So it's unlikely that that's what's happening here in these visible helices, but we're just not really sure. And this other topaz I have, let's see if I can get it to, this one's a little bit more visible. kind of right through the dead center. See if it shows a little better this way. I think you'll just have to take my word for it. And I'll take you some better pictures and I will overlay them, because it will not focus there. You can sort of see it. This one is really gorgeous too. I love this piece. It's got a cool little mica hat on it. You can kind of see it there. So extremely rare in topaz. And my other favorite topaz is this piece here. This came right from Brazil, from a vendor I work with in Brazil. And this is a piece of purple topaz. And purple topaz is extremely rare and extremely expensive. So it's pretty much just found in Brazil. And there is not a lot in the world that exists. This one is terminated, and it's kind of a pink purple color. But I truly just adore this piece. Topaz is one of my favorite crystals, and to be able to own a purple one is very special. So, I will stick with, I'll do the rest of my aquamarines. This one has a ton, all of those spots are garnets inside. Is that not super cool? It's very rare to have inclusions in aquamarine. This is like a tabby piece, and it's terminated on both sides. You can see. And it's just a huge chunk of it, but all of those little garnets inside are really, really special. So this one is super cool. And I have a couple of these because I collect garnet and aquamarine. It's just one of my favorite combos. Y'all know I love garnets, and of course aquamarine is my favorite. So this one has a really cool layer, you can see there, of garnets kind of strewn throughout. It's a nice big chunky one right on the outside, and then just a whole layer within the crystal of sparkly red garnets. And this one's terminated as well. So this one's a really cool, really special piece too. And yeah, I bought a whole lot of them, and I might have listed one of them. I kept the rest of them. Same story with this lot. This is a crazy, crazy etched aquamarine. You can see how spiky the tops are. And it's just double terminated, so the bottom is like that as well. But what's special about these in particular is that it's dotted with phenakite crystals. And phenakite is pure beryllium. It is the highest vibrational crystal that there is. And that is a very big statement from me. And you can kind of see there's one right there. Little sparkly gems all over this piece. And man, this is huge. Just a fully terminated aquamarine alone like this is quite hard to come by, but the fact that it is dotted with little phenakite crystals is trying to show you one up close. There's one there. And again, I bought the entire lot of these. There's about 8 crystals total, and I sold one of them and I kept the rest. Maybe one day I will sell them, but for now, they are so dear. They're probably my favorite types of aquas that I have, other than the, even more so than the garnets, actually. They're so special. I've kept this one by my bed for almost a year. Actually, yeah, a year. I love this crystal so much, and all of its brothers and sisters that I can't part with yet. And speaking of phenakite, of course, it is one of my most favorites. Like I said, it is the highest vibrational crystal that there is, and I have a whole little collection of them from all over the world. But for the purposes of this video, the most special one that I have, it doesn't look like much, but this piece was mined by Patrick Gunderson, and if you're in the mineral world, you probably know him. He's Australian, and he mines his own crystals, and this piece was from a very small one-time find pocket in Australia. And phenakite is not known to be found in Australia, and there were only a handful of these discovered, and I happened to get my hands on one of them. It's not the most clarity, beautiful piece, but it is so special to me because it was hand mined by someone who I really respect and admire, and he has beautiful energy, and I just love his crystals, so that one is very special phenakite. I also have this crystal that he mined. I have a few of these and have not been able to part with them yet. These are amethyst that came from Australia that he mined himself. And again, it's just very rare to find amethyst in Australia, and especially of this beautiful gem quality. So I was just really happy to be able to get one of those as well. So my other fancy gem piece is tanzanite. And tanzanite is one of course, my favorite crystals. And this piece is a natural unheated piece. And tanzanite is rare. It's very rare now because the mines are just getting up. The access is becoming controlled by the government, and it's just really tough to get pieces out of there now. But this piece is one of my favorites because it's just got the most gorgeous colors of purple and pink and blue, and yeah, tanzanite. Let's see, this small piece is over $500. So just to give you an idea. Next, I will talk about, this one is not necessarily super fancy or beautiful in traditional ways, but this is Hollandite quartz, and it was a first favorite of mine. It was one of the first crystals I really connected with, and you can see there's all these tiny little stars inside it. And I just fell in love with the little stars. They're like little black holes for energy that is no longer harmonious. So they absorb, almost infinitely any energy that's not yours. And I love to work with these when I had a healing practice. They're one of my favorites to use on the body, and they work quickly and they work well and beautifully. And this piece is huge for Hollandite quartz. They're usually pretty small, but I found this one, and it will probably stay in my collection because it is a first favorite, and I love these energetically. I have one that is fancy. It's a little bit different style of Hollandite. These are more spidery stars than the little ones, but this material is said to all be Hollandite, and it also has fluorite on it. This piece is from China, so this is like this purplish fluorite, and this big chunky piece just covered in these stars. So it's a really, really unique, really special piece. This was the only one out of the lot that looked like this, and I had to snag it. So it's kind of a creepy one, maybe. But y'all know I like creepy stuff, so yeah, I love that one a lot. And so quartz, included quartz. I've got this piece that is rutile quartz. It's full of rutilations. It's a copper colored material. It's a titanium material. But this piece is insane. I'm not sure that it's gonna be really picked up on here. But it's a very geometric, rutilated. It's just full of these needles that glisten in the sunlight. I will just have to overlay you a video of this piece to show its true glory. But what's cool about it is that it's completely terminated. There's no damage. It is perfect. And just covered in terminations. It's covered in that gorgeous rutilated needle material. Double terminated. You can see there how all of the surfaces are perfect. The terminations are even perfect. Such an incredible piece. This is a newer one to my collection, so I haven't even had a chance to really work with it yet, but I know it's special. So yeah, this is a giant piece. And the last two that I have to share are fluorite pieces. And this piece is from Illinois. And it's full of glittery pyrite or chalcopyrite. It looks like a galaxy on the inside. It's purple in color and it's got all of these incredible rainbows inside, along with some really special sparkles and gradients, and just, oh my gosh, this piece is so cool. I'll probably also overlay another video just to share a better view of it because it deserves it. It's truly special. This is a piece I got early on in my collecting, and I'm sure that I will have it for a very long time because I could just stare at this crystal for hours. I wish you guys could see it in real life because it's stunning. And this last piece is fluorite from China. And these are usually found over the top of quartz crystals. They call them candle quartz. So they're usually found in these giant clusters with quartz crystals as well. But I was able to get my hands on a single one. It's actually been cut off from a giant cluster. But it doesn't look like a whole lot now. But let's see if I can. Well, it looks like a galaxy on the inside when it's lit from behind. And let me try my other flashlight. This might be another overlay video. You can kind of start to see it's just got the most stunning colors. It looks tie-dyed on the inside, with these like crazy pinks and purples and greens and blues, and there's orange and red. So yeah, I'm gonna have to kind of do another special video for this one so that you can truly see it. It looks like a nebula. And this is just not quite working, so I definitely will overlay a video for this one, but it's so super cool, and it's from a world-class location. So those are the main ones. I have quite a few other kunzite crystals, but I've already shown them in the kunzite video, so I didn't want to show them again, except for this one, because it's Um, and I probably have, there's no telling how many crystals I actually have. Thousands. So these are my most special, most incredible ones. I think I would like to do a video of my favorite crystals, maybe, and also a video about my childhood crystals. I've been collecting my whole life, so I have some that I started acquiring when I was a little girl, and I still have them. My parents were so sweet to hold on to them for me, and I would love to share those with you all as well. So that's another video that I'll probably be doing soon. And let me know what other kinds of videos you might like to see, or what other kinds of little collections I can curate and share with you. I truly love talking about crystals, as you can tell. It's my biggest passion, and working with them has been a lifelong journey and a lifelong dream. I am currently in the process of, hopefully sometime in the near future, opening a real shop here, and that could not be more of a dream come true. So I will keep you all posted on that, but yeah, just let me know how I can help and what all you'd like to hear about. And I'm so grateful for all of you. Please subscribe if you enjoy my videos, and I'll keep making them. So I'm grateful for all of you, for all of your comments and all of your support. It truly means the world, and I will see you soon. So I will leave you with that and say thank you.